Hey y'all, BB here. So today I'm going to tell a spooky story, hence the reason why I have my Bath and Body Works candle going, kind of get in the mood. I'm going to tell you a story, a true story. It happened to me and my girlfriend about a year ago. Well, not quite a year ago. So I was talking to her today. I was getting permission to use her real name, because I didn't want to use her real name and then have her get upset and say, "Why are you using my real name?" So, before I did this video, I texted her and my other friend to see if I could use their real names. Because originally, I wasn't going to use their real names. I was going to use, like, fake names. But they said that might be a little confusing. At first, I was going to use my girlfriend's brother, and then, like, my girlfriend's sister, that's my girlfriend. So I have two girlfriends, to make it way more confusing. But then I was like, you know what? Let me just text them and see if I'm allowed to use their real names. And they all said I could use their real names. So anyways. So, if I had to make a guess, because you all know I'm good when this looks so weird, you can only see one eye. I have one eye here, obviously, but you can't see it because of the shadow of the candle. So this really does kind of look creepy and weird. So I apologize. But anywho, I'm blinking. Oh, does it look like I'm... Ew, this looks weird. Anywho, so when it comes to things, I'm pretty good about remembering stuff. Like, for example, I'll tell my mom something and she'll be like, "How the hell you remember that? That was like 5 years ago or like a year ago." And it's like, I just do. I could remember like what someone was wearing that day. I could remember what someone said or did, or I don't know. I got that memory where I can remember stuff like that. Now, when it comes to like remembering like the date or like the month that it happened in, or even the year, that's my weakness. I'm a little wee bit weak when it comes to that. Now, obviously, I remember a couple dates and I remember a couple years, but for the most part, when it comes to this story, I'm just kind of making a guess when it happened. Because I'm not sure when it happened, because it was that long ago, but it's not like it was like a decade ago. But if I had to make a guess, an educated guess, I would guess that it was maybe November 2 years ago, now that I think about it. I was going to say November last year, but I remember when this happened, my grandma was still alive. So it was November, dang, it's 2 years ago. Wait, was it 2 years ago? Yeah, it had to be, because my grandma's been gone for a year, and my grandma was alive when this happened. So, it had to be 2 years ago. Had to be. Anyway, so 2 years ago, I want to say this happened in November, because it was after Halloween, but it was before Christmas. I want to say it was even before Thanksgiving, but we're not going to worry about when this actually happened, because when it comes to you just knowing the story. I think you guys would probably care less when the day was, or it happened at night, but like if it happened on like Wednesday, or if it happened on a Tuesday, or if it happened on a weekend or a weekday. Anyways, so my girlfriend Wendy asked me to come over to help her take care of Brenda, her daughter, and her brother at the time that had autism. And she just needed help because her brother has autism, and to take care of him and also have to take care of a baby. I don't want to say it's rocket science, but it's kind of hard to take care of. Not that her brother is a kid anymore. He's an adult because he's past 18. But anyways, so she asked me to come over to kind of help out, to kind of like, either watch her brother when she watches the baby, or to watch the baby when she watches her brother. So Mom went down to Mexico for 2 weeks. So this was the second week, because the first week my friend Letty was home from home because she was home from school. And then she had to go back to school because she was only home for a week. So this was the second week. In the second week, my girlfriend Wendy was able to come over to her mom's house to take care of her brother and the baby. Obviously, the baby went with her because he's the mama bear. Now, keep in mind, Wendy and Letty are sisters to me, okay? I have 4 chambers in my heart. I have a chamber for family, blood-related family, that they're in. And I'll explain how that goes in a couple seconds. The other chamber in my heart is for the unit that I'm on, the emergency services unit I'm on. One chamber is for Popeyes and Taco Bell. Another chamber, well, that kind of varies from time to time. I don't really know what that's for. I mean, anyways. So my first chamber, I cut in half. One side is for my blood-related family, like my mom, my dad, my sister. The other half of my first chamber is for non-related family. Non-blood family. Sorry, non-blood family. So Wendy and Letty. I consider them family. They consider me family. I consider them a sister. They consider me a sister. I would take a bullet for them. I can't say that they would do the same for me, but I'm not sure. Maybe they would, maybe they won't, whatever. I would take a bullet or a knife wound for them. So they're family. Okay, get that in your head. They're family to me. So anyways, it's about 10:30-ish, 11. I just finished making them dinner. I made them hamburger helper. And I made these little, like, potato Pulaskis. I don't know. I think they're Polish. They're like, it's like a breading over the potato. It's like mashed potatoes with cheese, with cheddar cheese. And it has this, like, crust over the top. And you pan fry them. Can't remember, like, what exactly the names of them are, but I made that and hamburger helper. And garlic bread. And it was just me and Wendy eating. Now, keep in mind, Wendy... Oh, I'll explain that later. Okay, so... we just finished eating. She was doing dishes. I offered to help, and I was like, Wendy, let me help. She was like, no, you made dinner. Just take care of Brenda. So I was like, okay. So it's taking care of a kid, a baby. So it got to the point where at this time of night, her brother was in bed. He was sleeping. Me and her were at the kitchen table. We were just talking. We were laughing, having fun, making conversation, talking about stuff. And all of a sudden, we hear this knock on the door. It was just one single knock. It wasn't like a loud bang knock, but it wasn't like a woodpecker knock, It was one single knock. It was a very loud knock, but it was loud enough that we heard it. We looked at each other and we were like, ooh, ooh. Just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. Oh, girl, what was that? What in the hell was that? So I grabbed the baby, even tighter, because I was holding the baby. And we were like, I was like, Wendy, did you do that? And she was like, no, Brenna, did you do that? And I was like, no. And I said, come on, Daddy, funny. And she's like, I know it ain't funny. Brenna, seriously, did you knock on the bottom of the table and say, Wendy, come on, you've been pranking me all week. I said, seriously, you and me, me and her, Wendy and I, we prank each other, we scare each other, we mess around. We're not like prank each other like for every time, but like being that I was there for a week, we were pranking each other like there was no tomorrow. For example, at one point, I don't know if this was the same day. I think this was a different day. She was down in the basement doing laundry. She's like, go upstairs and get Brenda. So I was like, okay. So I go up there and I get Brenda. She laughs because I can make that baby laugh in a second, in a heartbeat. And a snap of my finger, I can make that baby cry. Oh my God. I can make her laugh. Oh dear. I can make her laugh in a snap of a finger. So I grabbed her and I picked her up and carried her downstairs. And as I turned the corner, now keep in mind, Wendy here, she's like Snooki. She's 4'8". She's 4'8". Now I thought I was short, okay? I'm about 5 foot, 5'1.5". I thought I was small. But the day I met Wendy about 4 years ago, I was like, ooh, hi Hobbit. Hi, you little Hobbit. Didn't say that, but she's small. She's like my Oma's height. My Oma was like 4'8", 4'7". They both were like Snooki's height. So anyways, I turn the corner and she's crouching down, behind the corner. I turn the corner and she goes like, oh, or something. She yells or squeaks or something. And I'm like, woo, look, girl, I have a baby, I have a child, I'm going to drop her, I don't want to drop her, I'm not going to drop her, but girl, you scare me like that, and then this might drop the baby, not that I'm going to drop the baby, but girl, don't do that, you're tripping, yeah. If I would have dropped that baby, I would have never forgave her, and I would have never forgave myself, and I would have hurt her, because, girl, that was scary. She actually scared me. But thankfully I had the baby. But anyways. So anyways, we're sitting at the kitchen table. Stuffed in the turkey on Thanksgiving. Because we just ate. And we had a snack. So we all decided it wasn't us. We didn't do it. So then she grabs the baby and we start to get up and kind of start to panic a little bit. And she's like, oh, by the way, people have been breaking into houses and cars in the neighborhood lately. And I'm like, I said, you gonna tell me that now? I said, boy, you best call 911 because I ain't messing around. Now, if it wasn't for her having a baby, if it wasn't for her saying that people have been trying to break in houses and cars that weekend, I probably would have ignored it. I probably would have been like, eh. Or even if she had a baby, I probably would have been, let's just ignore it. And if we hear it again, then maybe we might do something. Ooh, excuse me. But, being that she had a baby, and she said that she said that people are breaking in houses and cars lately, I would be like, you know what? Maybe for the safe side of it, you should call the police. So I knew. I think at that point I knew that people were breaking in cars or houses at that point. I don't know. Anyway, so I happened to have my field hockey stick with me at the time. I took my field hockey stick with me because I was going to stay there for the week. I had like a suitcase. I did not bring a suitcase, but I brought a bag and I had my stuff. I was ready for a week to stay there. So I had my field hockey stick. So I go in the kitchen, dining room because my field hockey stick was actually on the dining room table for some reason. And I go and grab it. And we're in the middle hallway. And right at that time that I grab my hockey stick and I go up to Brenda, because she turned off I go up to Wendy. She turns off the kitchen lights. And we hear a knock on the front door. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Let's go in the back. And as soon as that happened, me and her, we took the baby and like we ran to the master bedroom. We ran to her mom's room. Now the only problem about that is her mom's bedroom doesn't have a lock on the door. I was like, there's no lock on this door. Lord mercy. So I was like, you need to call the police. You need to get the 5-0 over here. They need to come here hot. They need to get here. They need to get here now because, go. And she's like, but what if it's only one person? And it's like, I don't care if it's one person that's 4'8". I don't care if it's 5 people out there that are 4'8". You need to get the police over here now. Count on. So she's like, my phone's dead. Can I use your phone? And it's like, oh Lord, use my phone. So I had my hockey stick ready. It was in front of her and the baby. It's like, I got you guys. Don't worry. Because they were starting to kind of cry. Not so much cry, but like get panicked and get worried. So, you know, she's like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we have the police on the way. You know, so we hung up. And they're like, if anything happens or changes, call back. So we're like, okay. So then I was like, oh snap, your brother. He's on the opposite side of the hall. So she's like, oh my God, my brother. So I opened the door slowly. I was like, you guys stay here. And I look in the hall. No one's there. Because, you know, it sounded like sounded like someone was like kicking down the door, you know, but still. So I look in the hall. It's like, okay, no one's there. So I go and get their brother. And they wake him up. And I'm like, come on. And I have my hockey stick in one hand. And I'm trying to like wake him up. And he's like tall. He's like 6'1". He almost fell on me. Almost squashed me because he was like half awake. I get him in another room. And me and Wendy go in his room to look out the window into the front yard. As we do that, we see that the porch light turns on. Now, their porch light never stays on. It never goes on. I've probably only ever seen the porch light on once or twice. So he's like, did you turn my porch light on when he came from the grocery store? And I was like, no, did you turn it on? And he's like, no. And we're like, shit. We look at each other and we say shit or something. And we went back into the bedroom and we're like, oh crap. Someone's in the house. And I was like, how could someone get in the house? And she's like, remember the basement window is like covered with duct tape and like plastic. So she said it's like half a window. And I was like, oh God, I forgot about that window. Yeah, someone can easily get in that window. And it's like, oh hell. I was like, you better call the police and you better tell them to get over here now. Go. I said, call the police right now. So they need to get over here. They need to get over here. Because I said, that light never turns on. If you didn't turn it on, and I didn't turn it on, and the only way you can turn it on is from the inside, go. So she calls back and says, we think they're in the house. They might be in the house. And the dispatcher is like, well, how do you know? And we're like, because the light that never turns on is on. And the only way you can turn that light on is from the inside. Now, me kind of thinking, now that I think back at it, I was like, well, why would a bad guy turn a light on, let alone a porch light? But anyway, I don't know. We were thinking about a lot in our minds, you know. So the police finally get there. We get outside. They asked us to go outside. The house was obviously clear. Thank God. That I assume it's probably this clear. And they leave, the police leave. But the one thing I didn't like, and I will admit, I will agree with Wendy on this. See, it's like if the police are literally a block away, because the police department was literally a block away from their house. And I'm not exaggerating on that. They're literally a block away. We tell them we hear a knock on the door. They say they're on their way already. We like someone breaking into the house. And then we call back and we say someone might be in the house. What the hell? did they take so long to get there? Now, I keep in mind that, okay, well, I'm not a cop, but I've went on a lot of police ride-alongs. You know, I've been on a couple police academies, so I kind of know how they operate a little. But I'm not a cop, so I don't know everything. But I was kind of thinking in my head, well, even if they weren't at the station, no matter where you are in Streamwood, it takes 5 minutes to get to one side or the other. Let alone when you're going lights and sirens. Maybe they weren't particularly going cold for this. Maybe they weren't going hot. But I would hope that they hurried the asses up to get to the house. Especially now when he called back and he says someone might be in the house. If I was that cop, I would be speeding. I would be coming there like shit out of a goose. Like, in my opinion, I will admit, they did take a little long to get there. But like I said, I ain't complaining too much because maybe they were doing a more important call than. They could have been working on someone doing CPR. They could have been at an accident. Who knows what they were at? Who knows why they took so long? That's the least of my worries. They got there. That's all that matters. But I will admit they did take a little long to get there. But it was, you know, we all hugged each other at the end. And, you know, it was scary. Like, Wendy was crying and shaking. And I don't blame her because compared to me, yes, I was scared. But I was shaking. I mean... So, I was shaking, but it was because of adrenaline. Because of my adrenaline. I mean, obviously I was scared, but it was shaking because I was scared. I was shaking because my adrenaline was kicked up. My adrenaline was pumped up. You know, it's like when I go on the police ride-alongs, I shake. And I don't shake because I'm scared. I shake because of adrenaline. Even when I'm on a unit and we're on patrol. And we come across a car that needs assistance. On patrol, my body shakes. Not because I'm scared. Not because I'm scared, but adrenaline. Okay? My body shakes because of adrenaline. Like right now I'm shaking. And I'm telling a story. And I'm not shaking. Well, you can't tell I'm shaking, but I'm shaking because of adrenaline. So, that was definitely a spooky night. And throughout the night, I was like, okay, was it the wind? But no, it's not a windy day. There was any storms that day or the day before or after. So it couldn't have been the wind. And it wasn't that type of noise that sounded like it would have been the wind. But, I mean, even if it was somebody, hopefully we scared them away. And Wendy was like, well, in case it was a person. And I was like, well, it's like, even if it was someone at the door, hopefully we scared them away. But, you know, who knows what I mean, maybe it was the wind. Maybe it was the acorn that fell from the tree. I don't know. Maybe it was a squirrel. A raccoon. Who knows what it was. But it's always best to be safe than sorry. So, that's the time me and my friend thought that someone might have been breaking in the house. So, hope you enjoyed. That's about it. I'm gonna go heat up some pizza and watch Medea. Bye, y'all.